Hi, I'm Maya from Book from Dreams, and let's talk about what we're going to read in October. So for October, I decided to make it a catch-up month because I have several books from my previous TBRs and challenges and whatnot that I haven't been getting to. So I decided to dedicate the whole month of October to just reading those books and not participating in any of the awesome readathons that are happening in October. So first, let's talk about all my leftover TBRs. So I have 3 books of that. So these are books that I put on my TBR for various readathons or whatnot, and I did not get to them. So the first of these is The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. I got to not even 20%. What is this? I'm here. Well, that could be 20%. I don't know. Anyway, this is a book I picked for the Asian Readathon that happened in May. And I did not get to... I started it, but I didn't finish it. And I want to finish it in October, because if I don't, I will just put it back on my unread shelf, and then it will stay there until the next Asian Readathon. And I don't want that to happen. So yeah, this is book 2 in the Dandelion Dynasty, in which we follow... This is an epic fantasy story that follows so many people through conflicts and creations of a land. And in the sequel, we are sort of following the children of the people from the first book. It's very epic and complicated, and I love the first book, gave it 5 stars, but they're humongous. This thing has, I think, 850 pages, I think. So that's book 1. Book 2 from my leftover TBR is Full Throttle by Joe Hill. Now, this is a book I picked for the Aurelia Magical Readathon that happened in August, and this is the only book I haven't finished. This was a book I took on my vacation. I only read it there and never again. I'm halfway through, basically. It's a collection of short stories by Joe Hill, who is a really, really cool horror writer, and I enjoyed the stories. I don't know why I didn't pick them up after I returned from vacation. So yeah, that's another one that is going on my TBR. And one that is probably going on my TBR, because as I'm filming this, I'm not reading it at all, and there may be 3 days left of September, and that is JCD by Fonda Lee. I think I'm burnt out from all the readathons that I did this month, and I don't think I'll be reading for the rest of this week. So I'll start October fresh and, with renewed desire to read. So this one kind of fell through the cracks from my September TBR, and I'm going to try and get to it in October. Oh, I also have Tricked by Kevin Hearn. I don't know why I'm putting this book off. It's book 4 in the Iron Druid series. It's urban fantasy. It is a bit longer than the previous ones, but it should be fun. But I don't know. I've read the first 3 books too fast, and I got a bit annoyed by the narrator from the audiobook, and now I'm just avoiding it. So I will make sure to get to it in October. Now let's go through the challenges that I'm participating in and not reading at all. One of which I just remembered I completely ignored, but it's okay. So first of all, I'm participating in the Buzzword Reading Challenge. This is a challenge that is created by Kayla from Books and Lala. I will leave the link to her video down below. Basically, each month you get a buzzword, and you have to pick a book that has the buzzword and read it. I decided to do this challenge with reading only science fiction books, because I realized that last year I didn't really read that many, and I wanted to read proper sci-fi that's not heavily romance and whatnot. So let's start with the prompt. So for July, the prompt was a book-related book, and for that I picked the book The Book of Joan by Lydia Yuknavich. So basically this book follows a group of humans who, Earth is destroyed because of wars and whatnot, and the humans now live on a platform that is just hovering above the Earth's surface, and they have evolved into hairless, sexless, pale creatures that basically are controlled by this cult leader dude, and they're of course rebels who are trying to fight this cult leader, and they are sort of galvanized by this story of Joan, who is a child warrior that can commune with Earth. And I think the cult leader kills Joan, and that sort of brings out a big conflict and whatever. Okay, the prompt for August was objects, or what was it, items, And for that, I picked Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. This is the Croatian translation of this book. Now, what I know about this book is what I saw in the movie. And basically, when I read it on Goodreads, it says that the city of London is trying to catch, what was it, a small mining town across the what once was the North Sea. So I guess this is set in a post-apocalyptic world where all cities are just basically giant moving things. And the mayor of London is trying to do something not evil, I guess evil or devious or whatnot, and it's being sort of bothered by this small mining city and whatnot. Anyway, we follow a couple of characters that somehow end up outside of their cities and they're trying to survive and do stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get to this. The prompt for September was Light and Dark, and for that I picked Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This will be the second Blake Crouch book I read. I read the first one, the one that was with the time loopy thingy at the end. So in Dark Matter, I think we follow a dude who gets kidnapped and then wakes up in a world that is different from his own, like his family is not his family, or he doesn't have a son or whatever, so he's trying to figure out whether, what is real, what isn't real, and whether he can go back to his family. It's a sci-fi thriller, so we'll see how that goes. For October, the prompt is animal or creature, and for that I picked Mira Grant's Parasite, because it's October, Halloween, scary stuff's happening. So basically in this horror sci-fi, we follow humans who are now are all healthy and have long lives thanks to this artificial parasite thingy that they have in their bloods. And now the parasite wants to be independent and have their own lives, and I guess they're going to do stuff about it. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And the second reading challenge I want to work on in October is the Reddit's Fantasy Bingo Challenge, which is basically a bingo challenge created by the members of the fantasy, it's not subgenre, what's it called? Subreddit group on Reddit. Anyway, basically, I'll leave the link to it down below. You can check it out. The first prompt, LGBTQ plus prompt, for which I'm going to read A Destiny of Dragons by T.J. Klune. This is book 2 in his Tales from Verania. Anyway, basically in this completely bonkers fantasy adventure story, we follow Sam, who is wizard apprentice kid who gets into a lot of trouble and gets captured. He has a crush on, in the first book, he has a crush on, oh my god, is his name Ryan Foxheart. He's like a knight, and Ryan is about to be engaged to Prince Justin, who is a douchebag, and then Prince Justin gets kidnapped, I think, and so the two of them have to go and help them and help him and find him, and they meet a dragon. There's like a talking, is he a donkey or something? I don't remember. I read it 2 years ago. I know it was hilarious. It was just so much fun. There was romance, there was angst. It was great. And I'm reading the sequel, in which basically Sam's grandmother appears again, and she brings with her this prophecy that the world will end unless Sam collects like some dragons and whatnot. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be a fun, adventurous read, and I'm looking forward to it. The second prompt I want to work on is historical SFF. So for that, I am going to read Fated Sky by Mary Robinette Kowal. This is book 2 in the Lady Astronaut series. So basically in this series, it's an alternate history story in which basically a meteorite falls on Earth and starts the, not apocalypse, but basically, starts the changes that will end life on Earth because the new ice age is coming and whatnot. So to try and survive that, the humans are trying to figure out a way to get into space. So in the first book, we sort of follow our lady astronauts as they're trying to figure out how to, move along their space shuttle thingy so that they can, get out of space. In the second book, they're trying to get to Mars so they can colonize Mars. This, I guess, the actual astronaut thing is going to happen. And basically the problem in this second story is that the mission for Mars is being assembled, and there are no female astronauts that have been helping, so that have been helping along, and there's a conflict because they need someone who can calculate stuff, and since it's set in the 50s and 60s, there isn't a powerful enough computer for them to do that, so they need a woman to go with them, and I think they're going to have like an all-female crew. I don't remember. I'm looking forward to it because I remember enjoying the first book so much. I had like low expectations. I thought it would be boring, but it was so much fun and so entertaining, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. So yeah, those are all the books that I'm going to read in October, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh, the one reading challenge that I completely forgot about. I didn't forget about it. I'm taking a break. I'm supposed to be participating in the first Law read along. I read the first trilogy, and now we have like the standalone stories, books, but I'm just not, they're not like grabbing my attention right now. So yeah, if I get a chance to read one, I will, but don't hold me to it. Those are all the books that I'm going to read in October, hopefully. If you want to share your October TBRs down below, please do. If you want to talk about or comment on the books that I've picked, please do down below in the comments. Like this video if you do. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. There will be links down below in the description box for things for you to check out. And that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!